I have to admit, guys, something just doesn't seem right about this situation the more news that I hear about it. But I told you guys that I was going to bring you guys an update on the sniper shooting that happened in Davao City about 2 weeks or so ago. Here it is. Reference article that I'm reading that is the most recent information that I've heard in the description area below. But something seems fishy and something seems extremely off. But the Davao City police force and everybody involved has vowed to do a thorough investigative probe into the situation wherein a female lawyer and her husband was killed. Now, I was reading the article, and you can read it yourself, see what you can gather from it. But when I was reading the article, something stood out to me that kind of threw me off just a little bit. And what stood out to me was the reason that the lawyer actually came outside in the first place was because this is the words quoted in the article in the description. I want you guys to check it out. It says that she was asked to come check on something that may have been wrong with the car. So the only reason she came outside was because somebody said, hey, there's something wrong with the car, come check it out. And as you guys have seen in the past video, you know what happened subsequently as a result. So as I was sitting there reading this article and thinking about it, I'm like, man, something seems really off. Now, from my experience, from what I know, it's hard to be a lawyer, okay? Probably 10 times, if not 30 times harder to be a lawyer in a third world country. So I'm pretty sure that, she had to deal with certain things and situations that may not be ideal. And I'm pretty sure there were tempers flaring and a lot of people pissed off with a lot of decisions that she's made. She's probably gone on to her show and probably said some things that a lot of people may not have agreed with. So as a result, you're likely to make enemies, right? So with an investigative probe like this, chances are there are going to be probably potential suspects that come from a multitude of different directions. But I'll never point the finger. I'll never say this, that, and the other. I never tell anybody how to do their jobs. That's not my job. But it just seems to me that we need to start looking a little bit closer than most people would probably believe. I mean, it seems really interesting, the timing of everything in reference to this particular story. It's very, very interesting, the timing of how the events transpired. Wife comes out, you know what happens. Husband comes out, you know what happens too. Somebody had to get them outside. That's the interesting thing about this. Somebody had to get them outside for this to happen, right? All these people around, all of them, and nobody thought, and I'm just thinking out loud, nobody thought to pick her up and drag her to safety, get her out of the street, protect her, stand in front of her, do what a bodyguard's supposed to do. Nobody thought to do this part. Because for me, I would think if something happened to my client or somebody happened to somebody close to me, my first instinct is to, oh my God, protect this person or try to get them out of the way, right? Pick them up, anything. There was a covered area, if you guys saw the video, where you could have brung her there and the husband could have attended to his wife there. But yet and still, my man had to come all the way out the house to come to the street. In my personal opinion, in the direct line of fire. And that's how it went down. Now, I will never point the finger because I don't know anything, right? I'm a clueless foreigner. I know nothing about nothing. But what I do know is this story is going to continue to be something that is going to stay on my mind for many moons to come. I am personally invested in Davao City. You guys know that. I don't hide it. Ever since day one, I made videos about Davao City. Love it. It'll always be my second home. You know that. And I'm not here to talk about, should we feel safe in Davao City anymore? We've had that conversation already in the first video, but Right now, I'm focused on the situation as it is in front of us. Things are lining up a little bit differently than, a lot of people would have expected. Right? And as an outsider looking in, not knowing personal histories or anything of the like, all I can say is I hope for a positive outcome. I hope for an outcome that will produce somebody that should be brought to justice. That's all I want to say about this. But the events, the sequence, the way I saw the video, the way that it all lined up, the way that I've been, just having conversations out loud from other people who have saw the exact same video. A lot of my friends, they were like, well, why didn't they do this? Or why didn't they do that? Now, I understand in any given moment, panic sets in, guys. And you're just frantic. I understand that. But I kind of feel like if your job is to protect in any capacity, your job is to protect. You understand? So that's what you do. You go out there and protect. But, I want to say this because this is a reality in many third world countries, Philippines included. I want to ask the question, what is the value of a life? First, what is the value of a life? Can you put a dollar amount on the value of a life? Because I promise you this. It's probably easier to get a price put on your head in third world countries, a lot easier than you would think. And in any capacity, if this young lady, God rest her soul and her husband's soul, pissed somebody off, and I'm pretty sure that she did, and it may have cost somebody a lot of money in any capacity, just thinking out loud of any particular scenario that would cause somebody to want to go the lengths of, the lengths that it had to go to. There's probably very little amount that somebody would have to put up to get somebody taken care of. You know what I'm saying? It's crazy that a person can be dealt with, deleted, for $100, 5,000 pesos. I've heard stories. I've heard stories for people getting dealt with for far less. Think about that. What is the price of a life in these particular situations? I don't know. I don't know if somebody put something out on her in reference to a target. I don't know. But not knowing the distance to how far this person was aiming from and the like, this had to be professional, man. This had to be professional. You understand why I'm thinking that? Because in the Philippines, guys, it's really normally an intimate situation. So when I say intimate, it's more face-to-face. You guys know the double, motorcycle riders and shit, double up, double team or whatever. Somebody driving, somebody shooting. It's more of a face-to-face thing. That way, if it goes down, your accuracy is a whole lot better when you're up close and personal. That's what I'm saying. So for somebody to aim from all the way over here, ladies and gentlemen, with the accuracy. Now, I don't know how many shots it was, but it seemed like it might have only been one shot because they heard the shot and everybody ran. So for a person to accurately put the bullet where it needed to go to do what they had to do, that takes practice. That is professional. That's not somebody you hire off the street, people. You understand? That just doesn't seem right to me. Okay? So I'm definitely invested in how this situation ends. Like I said, I pray for the best and I pray for a positive outcome. I pray somebody is brought to justice as a result. But I would be remiss if I would not say, from a foreigner perspective only, a clueless outsider looking in a circle, man. That's all I'm gonna say, man. In a circle. Because it blows my mind how, like I said, the sequence of events pretty much brought everything to a head where it actually ended, And like I said, I'm not a conspiracy theorist. I'm just a person that's looking at the story, and I'm just saddened by it, but I'm also intrigued by it at the exact same time as I watch things play out, as I think about my time spent in the Philippines and, what are the odds that somebody can do what they've done in that capacity? One shot in the whole nine. You know what I'm saying? I'm thinking about stuff like that, man. And I'm used to the tandem bicycle riders. That's normal, man. There was this period of time in Davao City where that stuff was happening. Once before, it was a very limited period of time, but it happened during my time in the Philippines. But it was more of a face-to-face type of situation, not somebody getting taken care of from like 1,000 yards that way. So we'll see how it plays out. But I'm intrigued because I want to know the person responsible for this. I want to know who this person is. Because that's in the worst way humanly possible, that was impressive to me. That if you were able to get somebody from a distance way down there, because clearly you wouldn't have seen this person. Right? So it wasn't somebody visible from the street or somebody that was seen running from, whatever, because you look at the video when there's mass panic and people are looking around. So it's not somebody that was in a general eyesight, right? Somebody's general viewpoint. And that's just where my mind sits right now. So truly sad story. Like I said, I pray for everybody involved and we'll see how it ends. But this is just a foreigner's perspective on what happened. If you enjoyed it, drop a like. I would highly appreciate that one. Subscribe, notify, all of my good stuff listed in the link in the description area below. Appreciate your time, appreciate your energy, man. This has been a Good Doc. And with that being said, Good Doc is officially out. Alis nako paalam, which means I am going now. Bye-bye. As always, love you guys. Sincerely do. Mahal kita. Bye-bye. Peace.